il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire tu es paix des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Welcome. I'll now do our invocation. All praise to you, gracious Creator. You have gathered us in this university community to praise you by our words and our works. Bless the University of Alberta, which seeks to teach whatsoever things are true. Bless the students and professors, the non-academic staff and support staff, the administration, those who volunteer on the University Board of Governors, Senate, and Alumni Council, and all who promote sound education in our community. We ask that those who leave here today, blessed with their degrees, may be given grace and strength to serve in our global home. May we grow in wisdom and grace before you and all your people. May this university always be a home of truth and wisdom, of faith and goodwill towards all. Please be seated. Welcome to another beautiful Alberta day and to the University of Alberta. My name is Ralph Young, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor of the University of Alberta and representing the public interest in this university. On behalf of our entire community, I'm delighted to welcome you to this convocation. To begin, I wish to acknowledge and honor all Indigenous peoples, including the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations of Treaty 6, and to acknowledge the traditional lands on which we are gathered today. I also wish to acknowledge and honor the immigrants from many nations whose contributions have added to our rich heritage. Our university is blessed with a diverse and inclusive culture that is built on the legacy of all those who have come before us. Today, we pledge to uphold that legacy as we continue to pursue whatsoever things are true. This is a time of great joy and thanksgiving, and we are very pleased that so many friends and family could join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. I recall as a young student how slowly time seemed to move and how far graduation seemed to be into the future. Well, for you, it's just now moments away. Today, and in my experience, I realize the older I get, the more life seems to speed up. Chief Crowfoot of the Tsatsika Nation once said, and I quote, "What is life? It is a flash of a firefly in the night. It is a breath of a buffalo in the wintertime. It is a little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset." There is real value in slowing our pace and stopping to celebrate something truly important. Your graduation for the University of Alberta is such an occasion, and we're very honored to share it with you today. The tradition of convocation, a gathering together of all qualified degree holders in the university community, dates back almost 700 years to medieval times. Generations and generations of scholars have walked in your footsteps. Led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, today's formal procession originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. Our university coat of arms above us includes the Great Horned Owl, the Book of Learning, the pronghorn antelope from Alberta's coat of arms, and our own golden bears, mascot of our university. Our university motto, Caecumque Vera, Latin for whatsoever things are true, is at its foundation. As chancellor, I wear our university green and gold with pride and respect. Our colors reflect Alberta's fields and forests. Green also symbolizes new life, and gold also represents lasting value which an education has provided to all of us. The academic gowns, hoods, and caps declare in their various designs and colors the academic qualifications of the faculty who are here to celebrate with you. Similarly, the academic apparel you wear today signifies to everyone here and to society your degree of proficiency as graduates. The next step, when each of you crosses the stage as your name is called, is the most important part of the day. The moment we shake hands is the moment that confers your degree, and that is the moment that binds us together. In that moment, you become both the present and the future of our University of Alberta as new alumni. All of us here, your family and friends, are witness to your pledge. All of the history and tradition within today's ceremony leads directly to you, our graduates. This is why we're so glad that you're all here. We're also privileged to welcome Dr. Alexander McKellar, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of science. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrates extraordinary accomplishments, or recognizes service to society. And joining the celebration on the stage today is our president, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, Ms. Jane Halford, Board of Governors representative, and I'm also equally delighted to welcome here on stage Ms. Shirley McClellan, Chancellor, University of Lethbridge, Mr. John Zumlis, Consular Corps of Poland, Yanxia Sun, Foreign Affairs Officer, Inner Mongolia Agricultural University, and Mr. Matt General, MLA for Edmonton Southwest. And I'd also like to recognize Elder Myrtle Callahason, who is here today to extend a special personal note of congratulations to our Aboriginal graduates as they receive their degrees. But we are all here to celebrate, and I hope that you very much will enjoy your day. It's now my pleasure to invite Jane Halford from our Board of Governors to bring greetings from the board.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Ralph Young, President Dr. Indira Samarasekera, distinguished guests, graduates, family, and friends. I am so honored to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the University of Alberta Board of Governors. Convocation is a special time when the entire university community comes together to celebrate you and your tremendous achievements. Indeed, we all have many things to celebrate in our lives, but today we take a pause and we think about you and we think about your careers and where you're heading, and we are celebrating every step of your journey. You have achieved an amazing level of excellence, and that will be forever captured in your University of Alberta degree. As a representative of the board, I want to assure you that the University of Alberta, your home and your family, we remain steadfast in our pursuit of becoming one of the world's great public universities. And we stand committed to ensuring excellence throughout our entire institution. As you know, it's an extraordinary time for our university and for the province itself. And so as you look at your degree and you think about your accomplishments, please know that we have confidence in you, that your degree positions you to compete with the best in the world. You're only limited by your own imagination and your own creativity and your own confidence. So draw from those deep resources that you've been given, because we know that as you go out into this world, you're our pride and joy. You're what's going to change this next generation. So to honor your degree, to honor your family and friends, go out into our city, our province, our country, and the global community and make a difference. We are very proud of you. We salute you, and we know that this will be one of many things in your life that you'll step forward and say, I remember that day when, and it will be the first of many successes in an amazing career that you're about to have. So remain ambitious, don't give up hope, and if you ever need encouragement, come back to your alma mater because we're here to encourage you every step of your journey. So congratulations. It's a wonderful day for you. Go out and pursue with passion and with energy and with the knowledge that you have to help change our world. So congratulations. Now let me first introduce Mr. Matt Genereux, MLA for Edmonton Southwest. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jane. Good afternoon, faculty members, staff, students, family, friends. Congratulations, Dr. McCalla, on your honorary degree. I'm honored to bring greetings today on behalf of Honorable Dave Hancock, Premier of Alberta, and all my colleagues at the Alberta Legislature. It's great to be here today to celebrate with what in many ways is the first day of the rest of your lives. I remember what it was like to be sitting in your chair, and I can tell you that yes, it's possible to be excited, happy, anxious, all at the same time. Some of you may have figured it out. You may be jumping straight into a promising career, or perhaps you're planning to continue your studies. Or perhaps you're becoming, politicians. That's okay, it is. No matter what you plan on doing next week, next month, or next year, you're all armed with the greatest tool you'll ever need, an education. Life is full of uncertainty. It changes, evolves, grows, soars high, and on occasion can crash hard. But that's no different than what you have already experienced to get to this point. All of you have had to face challenges, experience defeat, and brave the unknown. Be confident in yourselves, your skills, your knowledge, and keep an open mind towards the future. One thing I've learned is the value of being flexible, being open to new ideas, new concepts, meeting new people, and tackling fresh challenges. No one follows the same road in life. We're all different. We all bring our own perspectives, experiences, and history, and we're all responsible for defining your own success and failures. Once you leave here today, there'll be 1,000 people lined up to tell you no, but chase your dreams, chase your passions. This world, this province, needs new ideas to face new challenges, and as Albertans, we all have the power to do just that. With your education at a world-class post-secondary institution, you're now equipped with the ability to make the life you want for yourself a reality. You're likely eager to make a leap forward and change the course of your future. Embrace that energy. That spirit has helped make Alberta the exciting, wonderful place it is today. It's what drives our progress, and that spirit is what we need your generation, our generation, to embrace. How far your leadership, inspiration, and determination take you in this province is up to you. Alberta has had a great history of dreamers achieving great things, and I believe each of you will find a way to build on that legacy, our legacy. As University of Alberta graduates, each of you has a bright future ahead. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Be proud of today. Look around, remember the people who are here to celebrate with you. Never forget your family, your friends, the people who've helped make today possible. When challenges rise before you, and they will, remember it's okay to reach out for advice and help. Seek other perspectives, be inquisitive, seek creativity, challenge yourself, and grow by doing things that stretch your mind and test your limits. Be confident in yourselves because you're University of Alberta graduates. Congratulations to you, the graduating class of 2014.
Class of 2014, congratulations to you all. As president of the University of Alberta, I take pride in knowing that we have demanded much from you over the last few years. Our emphasis on excellence means that your professors have done their best to test your limits, pushed you to do more than you often thought was possible, asked you to pursue tough questions and tackle difficult problems. I hope that we've inspired you, opened up new avenues of thought and inquiry for you, helped you deepen your understanding of our world, your talents, and your passions. A lot has been written about your generation, about how you understand the world and the interests you bring. I know because I've done my research. Every year, when I prepare my convocation speech, I begin with two questions. What does this year's group of graduates need to hear from me, and what do they need to know? So I've read quite a bit about you over the years, and quite a confusing picture emerges. You are either slackers or you are overambitious achievers. Then again, you don't want to work overtime, apparently, or wear suits, or take instructions from bosses. By some accounts, you're stressed out because failure is not an option, while other accounts say that your self-esteem is seriously out of whack after years of being given medals for just showing up to the game. You aren't readers, apparently. But then again, yours is the generation which made Harry Potter the best-selling book series of all time. You are a new generation of social activists, inciting major political change, and yet we can't figure out how to get you to vote. And finally, we all know that you are the most connected generation ever, never more than a thumb tap away from others, and yet your parents are wondering if you're ever going to move out, find someone, and possibly settle down. I tell you, it's challenging to nail you down, as hard as my people in my generation have been trying to do it. And that's who's doing the research. Your parents' generation, mine. This is nothing new, of course. Younger generations have been confusing and perplexing older generations for, well, a very long time. Now that I am in that generation looking back, I'm beginning to understand why. We're worried. We're afraid that we've made some big mistakes, that we haven't prepared you properly to have a fulfilling and rewarding life. But when I look back at my own life, as different as I was from my parents and from the professors and teachers who guided me along the way, as much as I might have confused them with my unconventional wish to become an engineer, or my decision to leave Sri Lanka for the US and Canada, I also know that it is their good advice that has stayed with me through all the years. And so today, given that the research has failed to help me pinpoint precisely what it is you need or want, I would like to share that advice with you in hopes that it will also strike a chord in you. First, from my father. He was a man who valued excellence. He often engaged my siblings and me with stories and achievements of Nobel Prize winners and Olympic champions. There we were in Sri Lanka, far from the cities and countries where such triumphs generally emerged. And yet, he instilled in us the importance of doing our best, being the best people and thinkers we were capable of being. Buried within this advice was a precious gift. The fact that he believed we had the stuff within us to really excel and meet the challenge. So I know that this is also there with you. As I said at the beginning of my speech, a U of A degree is demanding. We've pushed you, and you've risen to the test. The second piece of advice comes from my graduate supervisor, Keith Bremercombe, who grew up not far from here, actually, near Camrose, Alberta. He was a tremendously wise and kind man. There was a period in my academic career when things were not going well. and I was toying with giving it up for something else. Not on your life, he told me. You have the talent to make a real contribution, and you have a duty to use that talent well. What a gift that was. Not to be told I had talents, that was nice, of course. But the real insight in his words was his reminder that a life well lived, a rewarding life, requires that you do not squander your opportunity to add to society, to improve things, and to make a difference. Each one of you has talents, and along with them, the knowledge, the skills, and the experiences that you are obligated to use well in the service of others. That's what the U of A's first president, Henry Marshall Torrey, meant when he said that a university education is for the uplifting of the whole people. The third piece of advice I want to share with you is my own. Release your imagination and be creative in all that you do. Einstein said that to stimulate creativity, one must develop a childlike inclination for play. You may know that I'm a fan of Dr. Seuss. Few other authors, in my view, capture the value of imagination, creativity, and play as fully as he did. And he did it using a host of words and situations that made no sense at all. What did he teach us? When it's raining outside and a cat in a hat knocks on the door, don't be afraid, don't be a fish, and say no, no, no. Instead, embrace the chaos, the mess, and the good fun that's funny. Experiment a little. See if you can balance on a ball holding the cup and the milk, the cake and some books, a rake and a ship. In other words, be creative, take risks. Yes, they can be messy. Yes, they can go seriously wrong. But what's the alternative? Sitting by your window passively, watching the world go by? The one thing that I am certain about your generation is this: you must be adaptable, imaginative, and creative. This world faces significant challenges. Bring original, fresh thinking to these problems and take the risks needed to solve them. We've done our best to give you the knowledge, the tools, the skills that are currently available, but they will just be your starting point. We need you to be the best you can possibly be. We need you to develop the talents and use them well. We need you to imagine and create a world that is healthier, cleaner, more peaceful, and prosperous. You're about to enter the family of U of A alumni numbering more than 275,000. Each generation has built upon the example and foundation laid by the generation before. Look to your U of A family and to today's honorary degree recipient, Dr. Alexander McCullough, for inspiration and guidance. We will be there to guide you, to push you forward, to help you achieve what we have not yet achieved. So good luck. Class of 2014, my warmest congratulations to you all.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
You will always find it, your own courage or theirs, in the eyes of the other.
Go where there's no path and leave a trail for someone else.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Travel well, travel without prejudice, live long and prosper.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, I am honoured to introduce Alexander Frederick McCannell for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science. Food is essential to life. Here in North America, it is fair to say that at times we take this for granted, with little thought to our food's journey from field to table. And yet, whether a country is rich or poor, agricultural production and trade is at the top of any national agenda. Food security is also at the foundation of our future social and economic prosperity as an international community. World-renowned for groundbreaking research on agricultural trade and trade policy, Alex McCalla has broadened and deepened our understanding of how best to feed the world. An influential academic on agricultural development economics, he successfully balances concerns for food safety, nutrition, resource management, and the environment. He also has a unique ability to translate ideas and information into informed and effective public policy. Dr. McCalla's expertise has been sought by influential global organizations, including the International Food Policy Research Institute, the African Development Bank, World Vision, the Gates Foundation, and the United Nations. A distinguished alumnus of the University of Alberta, Dr. McCalla is a founder of the International Agricultural Trade Research Consortium and a leading mind behind the first ever strategy for agriculture and rural development at the World Bank. Today, we honour his pioneering leadership. Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and respect, I present to you Alexander Frederick McCalla.
Alexander Frederick McCalla, in recognition of outstanding contributions to world food policy, agricultural trade, and economic development, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, and to express the hope that you will continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Congratulations. Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, President, Board of Governors Representative, Dean Kennelly, members of the class of 2014, distinguished professors and guests. They've got so many things around my throat, they're choking me here, but let's see if we can't get it loose. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure I qualify. After listening to that, I'm not sure why I'm here, but let me tell you a story anyway. I should start out by thanking the University of Alberta, the Chancellor, the President, the Dean, and everybody else for this great honor. It means even more to me that I'm able to receive this degree today in the presence of my family, my wife, my 3 sons, my 3 sisters, and many other relatives who are sitting over here. I am also immensely proud to be the 3rd generation of the W.C. McCalla family to receive this specific honor after my grandfather W.C. McCalla received it in 1958 and my uncle A.G. McCalla received it in 1981. My congratulations to the graduates of the faculties of Agriculture, Life and Environmental Sciences and of Nursing. You should be proud of your achievements and eager to face life's new challenges. And I know from long experience that the last thing you want to hear now is a long speech. But I was told if I was going to get this degree, I had to deliver the convocation address. But I promise it's less than 10 minutes. My life has been punctuated by a series of unforeseen events, like this, to which I've had to respond. Some were big, some were not big. Each time I assessed the opportunities and challenges as best I could, and then most of the time decided, why not, let's give it a shot. And I think there's a message in my story that I would like to share with you. And anyway, it's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 53 years ago, I walked across this stage to receive my bachelor's degree in agriculture. It was a big event for me, for I never expected to go to university at all. My life was to be a farmer. I had not enjoyed high school, in part, I suppose, because I disliked being shipped from a small 1- and 2-room country rural schools to a big city high school. So when I came home from Strathcona High in June of 1954, I wanted to forcefully signal the end of my education. I did so by pouring gasoline on my books and burning them in the Midland farmyard. And I became a very junior partner with my dad in a dairy farm at Bremner. 3 years later, I had an encounter with a mean cow named Bessie. And Bessie fell over on me, putting my back and me out of commission for 4 months. And in that period, as I thought about my situation, I said it might be prudent, perhaps, to have alternative skills if I was incapacitated at the age of 40. So despite the fact that the concerns of my father, that he was losing 1/3 of his cheap labor supply, I enrolled at the University of Alberta in the only subject I recognized in the catalog, which was agriculture. I graduated 4 years later, proud, but unemployed, father of 2. Because I hadn't paid attention to the fact that there was a job market out there while I was being a big man on campus in my senior year. The Department of Political Economy offered me a teaching assistantship to do an MA in economics, which at least would keep food on the table for the soon-to-be family of 3 kids. So I did what many do. If you can't find a job, you go back to school. I was back here again 2 years later to pick up my master's degree, and I had learned during that job search that an MA doesn't help you much in the professional job market. So was off again to a university, this time to do a PhD and in the US. I did my PhD at the University of Minnesota and fully expected to return to Canada in October. In October 1965, I asked the chair of the Department of Economics at Minnesota to write me letters to 6 Canadian universities advertising my substantial talents. When 5 of those letters remained unanswered in February, my fears of unemployment returned, and so I entered the US job market, which was much more amenable to my skills, apparently. For in 3 weeks, I had firm offers from the University of California, both Berkeley and Davis campuses, and Stanford. So I had to bury my dreams of going home. I chose Davis and moved west. Why, you ask, did he bore us with this stuff? I did so because I think these 3 seemingly negative events, a run-in with Bessie, persistent unemployment, and disinterested Canadian universities, had pushed me into an unplanned but rich lifetime of academia, 42 years spent at the University of California, Davis. But I didn't spend all that time just doing teaching and research, which I love to do, because the university allowed me to do many other interesting things. 4 years after arriving at Davis, I was asked by the campus chancellor to become the dean of the largest college of agriculture in the United States. I was 32 and pretty stupid, I guess, and a first-year associate professor. My senior colleagues thought I was totally crazy to even think about it, but it looked challenging to me, so why not? And I agreed to do it for 5 years. And I did it reasonably well, I believe. Further, it gave me my first opportunity to have international exposure because we had a project in India that wasn't going very well. 4 years later, the same chancellor asked me to start the School of Management, the Graduate School of Management at Davis. You don't get a chance to start anything in the university very often, so I thought this looked like an interesting challenge, so I tried to give it, I said I'd do it for 2 years. Today, the school is thriving. Incidentally, these 2 experiences made me a charter member of the Twice Stupid Club, people who knowingly serve as a University of California dean more than once. Later, the university gave me 3/4 time leave for a total of over a period of 7 years to become the chair of the Technical Advisory Committee of the Consultative Group in International Agricultural Research, an international consortium of donors who fund 15 agricultural research institutes around the world, including those that started the Green Revolution with semi-dwarf wheats and rices. This gave me an incredibly rich international experience. Another choice came in 1994. The University of California was quickly going broke, was offering a very attractive early incentive retirement program. So I could either retire at a very generous pension and do nothing, or at the same time I was offered the opportunity of being the Director of Agriculture and Rural Development at the World Bank. Terrible dilemma. But I couldn't pass up the opportunity at the bank, and I didn't want to pass up the opportunity of the rich retirement. So I did both. I suppose along the way, and I'm getting close to the end, don't tense up. I suppose I've passed up a couple of opportunities that probably would have led to becoming a university president or a campus chancellor in Canada or the US. But I haven't spent much time wondering about what might have been. My mother had proverbs for every situation. One of her favorites was, "Don't cry over spilt milk, you can't put it back in." So I've spent 50+ years being driven by events no one could ever have foreseen or planned for. But over that academic years of experience, my passion grew to be international agriculture, its critical importance in feeding a world whose population will have tripled in 90 years between 1960 and 2050, and will remain a huge challenge thereafterwards. In pursuing this passion in my academic career, I've met many fascinating people, visited 90 countries, flown over 4 million miles, and had a lot of great experiences. So my message to you today is look every opportunity in the eye. If it looks interesting, if it looks like it'll help somebody, if it stirs your passion, give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, pick yourself up and look for the next opportunity. The very best for the future to all of you.
Graduates, you've just heard a wonderful talk about the benefits of University of Alberta education. As Dr. McCalla mentioned, 53 years ago this week, he walked across this very same stage and was sitting in the very same seats that you're sitting in, a young boy from Bremner, Alberta, who's gone on to accomplish some incredible things. And through his university degree, he's all too humble to say, he graduated with the highest honors. He became the president of the Students' Union of this great university and has gone on to distinguish himself in so many ways. And we are very, very pleased and proud and honored to have him here today to receive this honorary degree And I'd now like to ask him to sign the honor roll and give him the very best of our wishes. Thank you, Dr. McCalla, and thank you for returning to our University of Alberta family. And now, graduates, it's your turn. Shortly, the Dean, President, and I will present the statements to confer your degrees. You will then come up and cross the stage. As the name of each graduate is called, I will then formally admit you to your degrees, and you will have an opportunity, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta ceremonial mace, which was presented earlier today. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in the community. Thank you.
The candidates for degrees will please rise and follow on page 4. Yes, that's you, folks. Please rise. Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
To maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this your university. Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled, and invest with you the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, and for all who believe to serve your God, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated until your roll is called.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor John Kennelly, I present the following graduates for the degrees in the Faculty of Agricultural, Life and Environmental Sciences for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Muhammad Asif. Justice Asumaning. Vijaya Kumar Dasakanayake. Atif Kamran. Swaroop Kher. Petya Tosheva Koleva. Zoya Komarenko. Claudia Viviana Lopez Alfaro. Dana Lee Olstad. Valentin Jose Reyes Hernandez. Josu Mora Romao. Lifang Wang. Shu Chin Wen. Zhan Zhang. Qi Zhao. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Science, Sasha Bachman. Mohanad Badawi. Amir Barozi. Esther Monibe Bemile. Kimberly Dawn Berend. Karen Delia Bluen. Sanjay Kumar Gupta. Karen Kelly. Roxana Carmen Marin. Juanel Nueña. Jose Angel Puente Zamarripa. J. Douglas Rasmussen. Pamela Saba. Cynthia Louise Strassen. Brianne Darlene Tideman. Patience Silundi Chuma. Shui She. Han Yang. Han Zhang. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Conservation Sciences, the recipient of the Dean's Medal in Agricultural Life and Environmental Sciences, Adam Jeffrey Kraft, with distinction.
This year's recipient of the Dean's Medal in Agricultural Life and Environmental Sciences is Adam Kraft. This awarded to the graduating student with the highest academic standing in the final 2 years of the program. The medal is annually donated by the Faculty of Agricultural Life and Environmental Sciences. While at the University of Alberta, Adam's scholastic achievements have included the Christopher Beiduza Memorial Award and the Singh Award in Environmental and Conservation Sciences. During his education, Adam has dedicated his spare time to volunteer initiatives that create public awareness on how to support our environment. On campus, Adam was also a volunteer assistant lab instructor for the Department of Renewable Resources. Adam is currently attending University of Waterloo, pursuing a Master of Science in Biology. Warmest congratulations to Adam. Well done.
Thank you very much. Very much, sir. I will.
Very good.
Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Kelly Elizabeth Armstrong. Hilary Vera Adele Baker. Lucas John Wellington Bell. Andrea Vicky Carlion. Lindsay Jean Douglas. Caitlin Marie Yonk. Brody Alexander King. Deanna Ray LaViolette Brown. Erin Lugman. Jordan Paul Peterson. Kelly Lauren Reynolds. Tyler Neil Kelly Schmidt. Kyla Megan Stubbs. Wilhelmina van Kullenberg. Corey Marie Watt. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Food Science, Cora Lynette Anderson with distinction. Murphy Sarah Dawn Andrews with distinction. Kathleen Elizabeth Rose Bancroft. Rachel Lauren Barch. Karima Hanan Batal. Alexander Matthew Bautista. Teresa Marie Benz. Bahar Brocken with distinction. Amandeep Chagar with distinction. Marla Jean Cox. Brandon Dang. Catherine Lees Dartnell with distinction. Tyler Sophia Elena Day. Megan Natasia Delef. Jean-Michel Pierre Dentinger. Christopher Edward Didac. Sabrina Dawn Falloon. Carly Nicole Fleming with distinction. Stephanie Gauthier. Chad Dean Haas. Sydney Elizabeth Hubrick. Rachel Lindsay Hemmons. Amanda Jean Henry with distinction. Jafong Adrian Hon. Lisa Marie Hoyland with distinction. Lu Tong Huang. Alyssa Ray Jameson with distinction. Yushin Ji. Yiting Jin. Rebecca Lynn Johns. Leila Ladal with distinction. Benjamin Lee. Ian Leung. Quan Lin Lee. Rue Lee. Xueqing Liu. Yuan Ting Liu. Samantha Jolene Mace with distinction. Jennifer Louise McDade with distinction. Jennifer Kristen McKean with distinction. Christine Morandi. May Ngok Than Nguyen with distinction. Tracy Ann Obertos. Lisa Jessica Podlecki. Naomi Ruth Harara Porjinkula. Tianyu Chu. Abby Lynn Sanregret with distinction. Bailey Marie Sherman with distinction. Stacy Ray Sufert. Mariska Simons with distinction. Bethany Colleen Singleton. Gana Skornyakova with distinction. Stephanie Elsa Sontag. Karen Pei Ling Ting. Carly Stephanie To. Tanya Rose Tompolsky. Jacqueline Erin Troutman with distinction. Gugu Chuma. Lisa Marie Vogel. Brian Dudley Walker. Noor Wattar with distinction. Jamie Nicole Wild-Gruby with distinction. Susanna May Wong with distinction. Shichan Yang. Yachin Yang. Kayla Courtney Yip. Annalise Michelle Young. Feyan Zhou.
Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Forestry, Sarah Ann Hughes. Chris Lee Edward Kalal. Tyler Glenn Niles. Brittany Marie Nguyen. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Food Business Management, Lindsay Dawn Benbow with distinction. Todd William Bergen Hannengowen with distinction. Mary Caroline Erickson with distinction. Chen Gay. Zhijian Hong. Yuhan Zhang. Jinling Li. Xinya Liu. Chen Shen. Lanqing Wang. Danielle Alyssa Young with distinction. Jin Xiao Yu. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Conservation Services, Candace Evelyn Ball with distinction. Tyler James Bateman with distinction. April Tanya Bergstrom with distinction. Rachel Lynn Bland. Brent Beekler with distinction. James Carmichael with distinction. Catherine Marika Chabot. Fei Chung. Sarah Eileen Barb Clark. Patrick Lucien Cool. Bradley Arthur Curtis. Morgan Rianne Deschner with distinction. Carly Sarah Dobko. Claire Alexis Dahl with distinction. Mark William Donner. Stephanie Monica Drozda with distinction. Tristan Doyle Henry Drozdiak with distinction. Megan Brianne Dick. Jody Catherine Evelyn Ehrman. David Stephen Ellery with distinction. Lori Ann Frericks with distinction. Wonpei Gao. Melissa Elise Gelineau. Gaganpreet Kaur Gill. Avery Carl Hogue. Janelle Rose Hemmelgarn. Callie Deanna Herline with distinction. Terry Lynn Hill. Allison Margaret Hosselton. Agathe Emilie Herry with distinction. Megan Lynn Jacqueline with distinction. Tyler William Robert Krish. Kyle Dat Lee with distinction. Shuhang Lu. Becca Dorian Massey with distinction. Zachary Brian McCarger. Megan Kathleen McFall. Scott Stewart McKee. Nikki Michelle McPhee. Kevin Fraser Methuen. Samantha June Morris Yasinski. Graham James Masiuk. Shelby Lauren Reed with distinction. Megan Jane Rennie with distinction. Angela Marie Rideout with distinction. Warren Donald Robb. Laura Jean Royer. Caitlin May Skaber with distinction. Kyle Daniel Sheehan with distinction. Yuan Shi. Jennifer Ray Sired with distinction. Julie Anna Steinke with distinction. Cole Ernest Stoder. Alyssa Susan Thiessen with distinction. Elaine Theodora Van Was. Kyle Christopher Winters with distinction. Brittany Christina Wipf. Christopher Anthony Lee. Sorry. Yadan Zhong. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human Ecology, Sophia Alani. Natalie Roberta Brady. Stephanie Lee Dieppe. recipient of the Warren W. and Ida E. Prevey Memorial Medal in Home Economics, Karen Lynn Fraser, with distinction. Alessandra Victoria Petra Hecken. Anne Huang, with distinction. Dawoon Jung. Jeannie Karianis. Juliana Marie Lakowitz. Eunice Chuklam Mak. Jillian Danielle Adamson Mayhew. Kelly Laurel Saper, with distinction. Alana Lee Soderberg. Samantha Emily Stevens. Laurel Francis Thiessen. Carly Joy Vanderscaff, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Forest Business Management, Christopher James Breen.
Eminent Chancellor, Eminence, for the degree of Au grade de Bilingual Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Conservation Sciences, Baccalauréat bilingue en sciences de l'environnement et de la conservation, Christina Leinmuller, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Animal Health, Ilyana May Berzanski, with distinction. Lauren Kathleen Bradshaw, with distinction. Shi Chen. Recipient of the Alberta Institute of Agrologists Medal, Brianne Ying Nan Cheng, with distinction. Dominique Parker Curran. Caitlin Page Erickson. Linda Caroline Forsyth, with distinction. Jessica Marie Harper. Felix Cho Kim Lau. Jana Christine McLeod. Lee Catherine Melligan. Susan T. Nguyen. Danielle Marie Jacqueline Ostapek. Rebecca Shannon Price. Stephanie Lee Shannon with distinction. Rohana Oy Yan Wong with distinction. Lindsay Ray Yeomans. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies, Tanishka Gupta with distinction. On behalf of Professor Joanne Profeto-McGrath, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Nursing. For the degree of... Nurses are popular, aren't they? For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, recipient of the Genevieve Gray Medal in Nursing, Aniela Marie Manalo de la Cruz. Mark Richard Pyle-Zieber. No, that wasn't yours. Lloyd Leslie Tupper. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Nursing, Sarah Bryn Amsbaugh. Receiving today both her Master of Nursing and her Graduate Certificate in Teaching and Learning in Nursing Education, Catherine Michelle Chachula. J.C. Marin Comans. Krista Dawn Dewart. Leanne Carol Hearn. Shauna Margaret Jurak. Kimberly Lynn Newnham. Mavesh Qureshi. Lindsay Marie Smith. Receiving today her Master of Nursing and Graduate Certificate in Teaching and Learning in Nursing Education, Melise Ann Jade Smith. Michelle Madeline Stone. Ginger Lynn Sullivan. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, the recipient of the McClure Medal in Nursing, Jessica Leigh Romagnac with distinction.
Jessica Romaniak is this year's recipient of the McClure Medal in Nursing, awarded to a graduating student who's made meaningful contributions to the health of disadvantaged groups, along with academic success in the final 2 years of his or her program. After graduating with distinction with a Bachelor of Science at the U of A, Jessica went on to pursue her nursing degree, in which she earned a first-class standing. Jessica's commitment to her education has been recognized as a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society and the Dean's Honor Roll. Jessica is also a dedicated volunteer with the Canadian Skin Cancer Foundation, educating elementary and high school students on early skin cancer detection and sun safety practices. Congratulations, Jessica. Well done.
Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing with Honours, Ross Thomas Ballantyne with first-class honours. A popular choice. Jessica Lee Uffen with first-class honours. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Megan Elizabeth Adkin. Melissa Anderson. Caitlin Rose Armstrong. Carly Leanne Arsenault. Sean Michael Ashing with distinction. Christiana Azuma Azera. Courtney Ann Bachman. Michelle Marie Bagnell. Sandip Bal with distinction. Brittany Kathleen Barnes with distinction. Aliyah Louise Barkowicz with distinction. Anna Catherine Belia with distinction. Anna Roland Belzil with distinction. Ashley Elizabeth Benoit. Jana Bantua. Stephanie Marie Bigger. Sarah Ray Bertels. Carolyn Amanda Bunder with distinction. Joanne Lee Borwick. Ainsley Michelle Bosch. Christina Lee Brown. Melissa Louise Boulong with distinction. Tiana Chase with distinction. Eugene Ge Kit Chow. Sadie Elaine Chernyowski. Alvin Ka Lin Chow, Yin Chow, that is. Tamya Naz Chowdhury with distinction. Raidlin Rose Chua. Hannah Ray Tutor. Kaylee Susan Colville with distinction. Kristen Cox with distinction. Janos Chukash. Anna Dabsky. Eric Van Dang. Amanda Lynn DeSmit with distinction. Marie Gretchen Delacruz. Ashley Dawn Deschambeau. Harprakash Dillon. Michelle Lynn Docken with distinction. Haley Alexis Daiku with distinction. Megan Alexia Dong with distinction. Tara Marie Dorman. Catherine Marie Dusang. Sandra Marie Eberharter with distinction. Madeline Edgecombe. Devaney May Ellis. Carrie Colleen Ellis with distinction. Jessica Jane Evans with distinction. Shayla Evans with distinction. Brittany Michelle Fedina with distinction. Jacqueline Beth Fixon. Donna May Fleury. Rabia Nadir Ganji. Elizabeth Carol Glavin with distinction. Caitlin Laura Gorman. Zenobia Gova. Molly Catherine Grundy. Devika Gurusamy. Rebecca Nicole Guzzi. Brian Kiyun Ham. Alana Lindsay Hansen. Lindsay Marie Harrison. Stephanie Rose Harriet. Samantha Athena Helgeland. Carmen Rachel Hobbs, or if it's Rachel, my partner, with distinction. Amy Jessica Homer. Terry Ann Herdlicka. Kathleen Danielle Hutchings. Megan Alicia Hines. Mohammed Jallo. Stephanie Rose Jakes. Heather Janine Johnston. Sandra Gale Jones with distinction. Rayanne Kemp. Carly May Curtio. Alicia Brooke Krebs. Elizabeth Rose Lai. Christina Nari Lee. Yin Yan Lee. Vanessa Maria Leonard. Joanne Leung with distinction. Anita Chu Ying Liao. Rosemarie Eingog Libot. Wan Jin Lo. Recipient of the Cheryl Lynn Osborne Memorial Scholarship in Nursing, Sarah Elizabeth Love with distinction. Marilyn May Lucas with distinction. Pauline Luong with distinction. Evangeline Liu. Graduating for two today, Zita Navoma Mambo. Diana Lee with distinction. Sarah Grace Christina Mackey with distinction. Ravneet Kaur Mali. Jamie Marie Mann. Charmaine Gail Rachel Manug. Shireen Ann Magpali Marquez. Nicole Justine Martineau with distinction. Kelsey Louise Marosak. Moni Melvin Matthew. Jacqueline Rebecca Jarina McCauley. Alana McGrath with distinction. Alison Shauna McNary. Joanna Jamie McNeely with distinction. Leela Dale McCrae. Songololo McShane with distinction. Danica Miller with distinction. Corey Diane Moon. Ian Mopaz. Lara Maxine Moritz. Esther Letitia Moraz. Chelsea Katrina Mowat with distinction. Amy Lee Neubauer. Vicky Ann Noble with distinction. Ellie Nicole O'Grasick. Elise Adrienne Oko with distinction. Nikita Passy. Annie Pentley with distinction. Danielle Lillian Perrault with distinction. Dina Cheryl Prisiak with distinction. Gagandeep Kaur Tina Punglia. Cassidy Tiara Estelle Quinn. Amanda Therese Rafla. Christine Cecile Rahman with distinction. Lisa Marie Rasmussen. Marta Alejandra Recinos Melendez. Rachel Megan Reinhardt with distinction. Joanne Miette Reynolds. Hannah Isabel Robertson. Amanda Lynn Robinson with distinction. Lois Grace Ibarra Rosales. Christine Marie Rudnitsky, with distinction. Twyla Rurka. Joseph Matthew Westman Saad. Rocio Elena Salegio Morales. Timothy Brett Sampson. Amanda Demelo Santos. Sayeda Samiha Sarwar. Alicia Leanne Schmidt. Yongkyung Seitz. Hijin Seo. Paramdeep Singh Sidhu. Jelaine Nicole Sontag. Jessica Michelle Stewart. Dunya Stivicic. Lorinda Sue Stuber with distinction. Amy Nicole Sutherland. Glenna Victoria Swinarski with distinction. Holly Marie Sikora. Alexandra Marie Sumless with distinction. Roberto Renzo Tejada Gutierrez. Pawaninder Kaur Tind. Tia Adrian Thompson with distinction. Now there's an enthusiast. Leonie Tiam. Maggie Yuk Yan Tong with distinction. Winnie Tong. Jessica Mariano Tonganis. William Duan True. Catherine Hope van Zijderveld with distinction. Carly Ray Wagoner. Katerina Wardberg. Amberine Wirahandi. Tanis White. Catherine May Williamson with distinction. Jeanette Carolyn Woolers. Bonnie Hanyi Wong. Safina Wing Shan Wong. Janie Wu. Stacy Ray. Bianca Yan. Jessica Yvonne Yu with distinction. Paula Morgan Zubik with distinction. Éminence for the grade of au grade de bilingual Bachelor of Science in Nursing, baccalauréat bilingue en sciences infirmières, Eric Michael Bellinger with distinction. Amanda Violet Berezé. Kapik Christine Leung. Lee Patricia Nielsen. Mylène Maria Chary Saint-Pierre Borcher. Samantha Lee Timchuk with distinction. And Alicia Marlene Elizabeth Wood with distinction.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose name appear in the Convocation programme but who are not in attendance.
Wow, wasn't that a great afternoon? I think you'll agree with me that seeing today's graduates cross the stage is impressive. Today is a truly proud moment for the University of Alberta. In total, we will graduate 6,738 students this spring convocation. Graduates, you are now part of the U of A family. Your U of A degree can never be dissolved. Think of the U of A colors of green and gold. Gold is a precious metal that withstands the ravages of time. It can be molded into any shape, stretched into a fine thread, and still retain its fundamental qualities. It is a fitting symbol of the permanence of the relationship you share with the University of Alberta. Green, on the other hand, is a symbol of growth and change and of new beginnings. Taken together, green and gold encapsulate what I hope the education you have received at the University of Alberta means to you. If we have done our job well, your education should be a permanent and enriching feature of your life, as well as an important source of lifelong personal and professional growth. Graduates, it's now your turn to get up, turn around, and give a huge round of applause to all the people who supported you throughout it all, your parents and your siblings. Graduates, please rise and turn around. Okay, now that I have all of you back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Before we formally induct you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, we want to remind you of the journey you've been on to get to this ceremony with the presentation of a special video montage. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint Jean in celebration of the university's centenary in 2008 and is performed by Chorale Saint Jean under the direction of Laureate. It was composed by Professor Emeritus Dr. Franz Lavoisier-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan and captures the hopefulness and potential of the days spent at the university. I hope the images that accompany the song show some of your own particular story and bring back fond memories of your time spent here. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, my name is Mr. Ryan Pullman, and it's my honor to welcome you and officially induct you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Among your alumni family are a Prime Minister, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and a Nobel laureate, as well as many other outstanding business leaders, artists, educators, and humanitarians around the world. Alumni all dedicated to uplifting the whole people. Today you become alumni of the University of Alberta and join this illustrious group. Bienvenue à notre famille mondiale. Graduates, would you please stand? As a new ambassador for the University of Alberta, I call upon you to use the knowledge you have gained here for the betterment of yourselves and others. I call upon you to maintain a lifelong connection with your university. As an alumnus of the University of Alberta, be proud of your degrees and your fellow alumni. Nurture lifelong friendships cultivated on this campus. Celebrate our university's many successes and recommend it to others. Take part in your Alumni Association's many events and activities. You are officially a lifetime member of a powerful worldwide network of friends and colleagues. On behalf of all alumni, I am very pleased to welcome you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Félicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and best wishes in all your future endeavors. Please be seated.
Please be seated. Just a few final words of congratulations to our graduates as we close this ceremony today. All of us on the stage understand the hard work that you've put into reaching this day, and we applaud you for it. We commend you for your achievements and for your determination. Our honorary degree recipient today offered us a brilliant example of leadership, service, and accomplishment. From burning high school books, to an experience with Bessie, to finding his passion in education, to serving the world at the highest levels. Dr. Alexander McKellar, thank you for sharing your experience and your story and your wisdom with our university family. By accepting this honorary degree, you give great pride to our University of Alberta. Thank you again. Now, graduates, the world is now open for you to be leaders. We charge you to go out and serve your chosen career and profession, to serve your family and your community, and the world will thank you in return. On your behalf, I wish to thank our superb vocalist, Mr. R.J. Chambers, and our outstanding Convocation band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. So graduates and family, thank you for coming. Thank you for taking on the responsibilities of you being a university graduate, and thank you for joining our alumni family. In most families, we celebrate special occasions by sharing fellowship together, so I invite everyone to please join us in the main floor and the first balcony lobbies. May your dreams take you far, and may you always be close to your alma mater, the University of Alberta.
Riders for the flag. Thank you.